Have you ever noticed that some of the absolute best designs are the ones you don't even see? They just work. Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the amazing philosophy that makes that happen. This whole idea of designing for everyone, right from the very beginning. Let's jump in. Okay, so let's start with a quick question. When you see a curb cut, that little ramp on the corner of a sidewalk, who do you immediately think it's for? Come on, be honest. There's probably one group that pops into your head right away.
And yeah, of course, they're absolutely crucial for wheelchair users, but that's just where the story begins. What about parents pushing strollers, or delivery drivers with heavy carts, or you dragging your suitcase back from a trip? See, a design that was made for one specific need actually ended up making life easier for literally everyone. And that, right there, is the huge idea we're going to unpack today.
So this idea that when you design for the people on the edges, you actually end up with a better experience for everybody in the middle, well, that's not just a happy accident. It's actually a whole field of study with a name, universal design. So let's look at the official definition. The magic words here are without the need for adaptation. This isn't about slapping on some accessibility features as an afterthought. No way. It's about building things, whether it's a product or a public space, that are just naturally usable by the biggest possible range of people, right from square one. It's a total shift from reacting to problems to proactively designing them out of existence. Okay, so how do designers actually do this? Well, it turns out there's a kind of secret code they follow, and it's made up of 7 core principles. We're going to break down 4 of the really big ones, and I promise, once you see them, you are going to start noticing them everywhere you look. First up, principle number 1, equitable use. This is really the heart and soul of the whole thing. The goal here is simple: make one design that is useful for everyone and gives everyone the same kind of experience. It's all about avoiding designs that separate people or force some to use a special version. And the perfect example of this, an automatic door. It doesn't matter if you're in a wheelchair, carrying a ton of groceries, or pushing a stroller, the door just opens. The experience is exactly the same for everybody. That is beautiful, equitable design. All right, let's jump to principle 3, simple and intuitive use. This one is all about making things obvious. A design should just make sense right away, no matter how much experience you have, what language you speak, or how focused you are. The dream is you don't even need an instruction manual.
You know what I'm talking about. The famous, or maybe infamous, IKEA instruction manual. By using pictures instead of words, they created a guide that works just about anywhere in the world, for anyone. Love 'em or hate 'em, it's a masterclass in making things visually intuitive.
Moving on to principle 5, and this one might be my personal favorite, tolerance for error. This is all about designing for forgiveness. A really good design expects that we're all human and we're going to mess up, so it minimizes the danger or the bad consequences of accidental clicks or actions. It basically has your back. I mean, just think about the undo button. That glorious, life-saving little button. It is the ultimate digital safety net. It lets us try things, make mistakes, and then just poof, reverse them like nothing ever happened. That is tolerance for error, baked right into the system. The last principle we'll hit today is a low physical effort. And the goal is exactly what it sounds like. Design things that people can use easily and comfortably without getting tired. It's all about efficiency, working smarter, not harder. Think about a lever-style door handle versus a classic round knob. To open a knob, you need to be able to grip it tightly and twist your wrist. A lever? You can push it down with your elbow if your hands are full. The amount of physical effort and dexterity needed drops dramatically. It's a simple change, but it makes a huge difference. So we've talked about the big ideas, the principles. But to get from a blueprint to a building that actually works for people, designers have to get super specific. And that all comes down to the numbers. So if you're studying design or architecture, this is where you might want to pay close attention.
Let's start with this number, 1,500 millimeters. Now that is not a random number. That's the absolute minimum amount of space, the diameter of a circle, that someone in a wheelchair needs to do a full 360-degree turn. If you don't have that space, you can't even turn around in a room. It's that fundamental.
And here's another key number, 900 millimeters. That's the minimum clear width a doorway needs to have. And again, it's not just for wheelchairs. It helps people with walkers, parents with strollers, or even just you trying to move a new couch into your apartment. These numbers, they are literally the building blocks of a world that works for everyone. And you can see how all these numbers come together in something like a ramp. A good ramp isn't just a random slope. Its steepness is precisely calculated, no more than a 1 in 12 ratio. The handrails have to be at 2 different heights for different people, and they have to stick out past the end of the ramp to give you support as you get on or off. Every single one of these details matters.
You know, great design isn't just about what you see. It can also be about what you feel. You have definitely walked over these textured bumps on sidewalks, right? Well, they're actually speaking a language. The round dot-like blisters, they're basically a stop sign, warning you of a curb or stairs. And the long bar-like patterns, they're telling you this is a safe path to follow. It's an incredible tactile map for people with visual impairments.
Okay, we've gone through the principles, we've looked at the numbers. Now it is time to test your design IQ. Let's do a quick quiz and see what stuck. You ready? First question for you. What is that magic number? The minimum turning diameter a wheelchair needs to do a full 360? Take a look at your options.
If you said C, 1,500 millimeters, you are absolutely right. That 1.5 meters of clear space is a golden rule for mobility. Nicely done.
All right, second question. Let's think back to those principles. To make sure a door has low physical effort, which one of these types of handles is the best choice?
And the answer is C, lever handles. They don't need that tight grip or twisting motion, making them a fantastic real-world example of principle number 6 in action. Great job. So we're going to finish up with a challenge for you. You now have the secret code. You get the principles behind universal design. So as you go about the rest of your day, I want you to look at the world a little differently. Look at your kitchen, your office, the train station. What's one thing, just one, that you see that you would redesign to make it better and more usable for everyone? Something to think about. Thanks for watching.